Riley's so young, like, why don't they update the beginning when they're like, you're watching Girl Meets World, and they show the picture of the Matthews family, and meanwhile, Riley was a fetus, she was like 11 years old, and they still have that picture.
Welcome to Disney Channel On Demand. Join the Matthews family on Girl Meets World. Next.
Like, I'm just wondering that, I'm sorry. They really should update that, by the way, because they don't look like that anymore. Except for Corey and Topanga, they still kind of look the same. Alright, anyway. Hey guys, it's me, 1239 here, and I'm here to give you guys my Girl Meets Her Monster review video. So let's get started now. I'm so, like, awkward about this. I don't know why. Okay, so this episode starts with Riley and Maya, and they're sitting in the bay window, and they're binge watching a show, The Red Planet Diaries, which is a show that is a callback to us because, like, they were watching it in Girl Meets Brother, and Girl Meets Her Brother, no. They were watching it in Girl Meets Brother, and they were also, like, singing and, you know, moving their arms just like they do now. Nothing has changed, except they're, like, 15 now. Anyway, so then Topanga comes in and she tells them, like, you guys better stop watching that because it's been 3 days now, and that's definitely me. Plus, don't they have homework? They should have homework. Like, she should be upset that they didn't do their homework yet, and they're like, it's a Friday, like, we can do whatever we want. And that's so me. That's me with my dad. When I was in high school, and my dad would be like, where's your homework? Why don't you do your homework? Or why don't you go out and do stuff? Or I don't know. As always, he would nag me about not doing stuff, and I'd be like, but it's a Friday, I can do whatever I want, I can stay up late. And usually I didn't because I was tired. I was in bed by like 7 and then, like, woke up very early the next morning. So that was my life back then. And it seems to be the case here, except that they over-exaggerated because now it's Monday and they had no idea it was Monday. That happens with my sister, though. But anyway. So then Riley's given an ultimatum by Topanga: either show up at the bakery to help her with her work, or stay. And it's so beautiful outside. The leaves are changing. It's nature. I'm sorry, but I get distracted. It's really beautiful outside. I wish I could show you guys. I'll take a picture and I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is gonna be weird. Let's do this. You guys are in the picture too. You see? You guys are in it. Good. Okay, this is really weird. Wait, did I show my sister's underwear? I'm really sorry, Joss. So then, yeah, Riley's given an ultimatum, and she decides to not help Topanga out in the bakery. Topanga's very, like, down. She feels very down. She's giving them their bills and just, like, shooing them out for no reason. Like, that's not customer service. That's why we need Katie in this episode, you know? She was better at that. In school, after the, you know, what's it called? The intro, we see Riley and Maya at school. Riley's like, I'm going to finish this binge watching so that I can watch the season finale today, and I'm not going to help my mom in the bakery. That's basically it. Maya tries to be a good friend and tell Riley that she should help her mom, and she tried to be a good friend. But she doesn't really want to do it, but she, you know, tries to do it, which is A+ on her part. I love how Riley was, like, shocked as well that she said no to her mother. Oh, that was funny. One thing that I noticed just right now, like, I'm looking at the episode and I'm looking at the fashion that these two girls are wearing. I know it's very important. Clothes are everything on the show, apparently. That's, yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna get into that. But I see that Maya is not dressed up like Maya in this episode. Are we supposed to believe that this is Maya's outfits now, and this is who Maya is? Because apparently she wasn't who she was supposed to be, and she was turning out to be Riley. Is this Maya? Are we looking at Maya? Or is this like some clone? I don't know, I'm sorry. I have to bring it up. I feel like Riley has kind of like toned down her outfits. Okay, I'm not into fashion, but I just wanted to bring up Maya's outfit because it doesn't look like a Maya outfit, you know? Writers, please don't kill me right now. So Corey is on his desk and he's like rocking back and forth, and he's really upset with Riley because she made Topanga angry, and he's like, I heard it from the skies. Like, I knew once the skies turned black that Topanga was gonna like burst and come after him. So he compares Topanga to Godzilla and Riley to Tokyo, I think, and this is not history. This is like fictional. This never happened. So why is he teaching it? I don't know. Okay, so there's vacuuming involved. I don't know why. I forgot. I have to watch that part again. I love the part where, like, even though Farkle and Lucas and Zay are not, like, really a main part of this episode, like, they're not contributing to that. They're in the side, just being, like, their friends and being those guys that, like, are gonna watch the same show as them, and, like, they spoiled the episode. which is so like me. Like, I don't spoil it, but I get spoiled sometimes. Anyway, I love how Lucas is like, I'm gonna bring s'mores. That was so funny. Farkle's having like a sleepover, and Zay and Lucas are gonna be there, which is like epic. I cannot not imagine that. Not in a creepy way though. Here's the part where Topanga is worried about her daughter and like, why is she not obeying her? Augie's like, wait, I am your child. I can do things too, even though I'm younger, and that is me. Topanga's more occupied right now with the thought that Riley is not doing the things that she's telling her to do, and Augie is like trying his hardest, which is so me. I love that part. Augie was great in this episode. So then Topanga comes home and she slams the laptops and takes their phones like Godzilla. Before that happened, Riley and Maya are sitting in the bay window watching their show, and they don't finish, I think. Or they finish, but like they didn't get to watch the season finale. And Topanga takes away their stuff, their privileges, grounds Riley for 3 weeks because 3 days of binge watching equals 3 weeks. That is the parents' math. So Augie comes in and gives Topanga an envelope with $1 in it. She doesn't care about her kid, her youngest, her most dearest. I feel bad for Augie actually in this episode. And it's kind of true, like whenever the oldest messes up, the younger kid tries to like take advantage of that and be like, yeah, I'm the best kid. I don't know why she's taking Maya's phone. What the heck does Maya have to, like, does she also have to take Lucas's phone, her boyfriend, and Zay's phone because he's related? He's associated with Lucas. And then Farkle's phone because why is she taking Maya's phone? How is she gonna text her without a phone or a computer or a laptop or anything? So why is it that she's taking her phone? And she was trying to do good. She was trying to tell her to go to Topanga's to do good. It didn't work. And now she's getting punished too. So then the next day, Riley and Maya go to school and they see that everybody has already watched the episode and they spoil it for them, and they basically have seizures in front of everybody on top of Corey's desk. Oh, and something I forgot to say was when Sarah's like, I've always wanted to be Maya. Like, that was so funny. I love that. I love that part. And then Corey comes in and he talks about war. I guess it is an everyday war that, like, kids and parents have to face with each other. Riley comes home. She says to Topanga, you don't care about my feelings, and I'm a very good person, and so this is why I should get everything that I want. It makes sense that, like, good people get good things, but not all do. That's life. She thinks Topanga doesn't care about her feelings, which I can totally see happening in real life. A kid saying that. So then Topanga's like, well, we gave you clothes, shelter, everything, food, and that's why you're a good person. Everything that you have comes from us, which we learned in Corey and Topanga, and now Riley is just being disrespectful. And I love this part. I may put a picture here. This moment with Corey and Topanga parenting Riley is the kind of thing that we needed since season 1. I think this is the first time ever in this show that I've seen where I see Corey and Topanga actually parenting Riley, and they're being her parents and not these comedians that are just like roommates with her. This was so believable to me, the fact that they're parenting her and they're standing that way and they're both facing Riley instead of like Corey and Riley against Topanga. And this made me believe that they actually had a daughter and they're good parents. I came to that moment where I actually thought that, and I was happy about that. And I love how there's no laughter in this part as well. Like, there's rarely laughter. It's good. So then Riley decides to move in with Maya. And this kind of shocked everybody, and Corey's like, no, like, are you serious? And Maya's so shocked that she's there, and she's like, I'm not gonna take care of her. Do you really expect me to? Maya's like, what clothes are you gonna wear now? Do you have anything with you and for the rest of your life? And Riley's like, I was hoping you were going to lend me your clothes, your old clothes. And then she gives her a totally season 1 Maya look with the sleeves and everything. And here, I think she reminded me of her character in Invisible Sister, Rowan. And then, like, I realized when I saw Adventures in Babysitting that I feel like Rowan and Sabrina switched roles. Rowan was Sabrina for one movie, and Sabrina was Rowan in another movie. Yeah. Riley says, where am I gonna sleep? Maya's like, you get the lower bunk. She gets the floor underneath her bed. Riley goes and she sees that the rats, what is it called? It's a rat, right? A ferret. It's a ferret, sorry. Apologize to all ferrets. watching this video. So the ferret is occupying the bottom part of Maya's bed. She can't sleep there, obviously. Topanga's very sad. Her oldest child has left the nest. Oh my god, Rowan is so tall. Like, if you see this interaction right now that I'm watching, Rowan is really tall. So this is the part where Riley's like, I want to go back home. And she goes back home. She's like, where's mom? And then Topanga goes to Maya's place. They're both like apologizing, but they're not apologizing to each other because they thought that they were gonna be there, but they're not because they're in separate places. So Topanga's like, you're a good daughter. And then she sees it's Maya, and then Maya's like, well, Riley went home, so yeah. And then Topanga gives her back her phone. I feel like there should have been a conversation. If Topanga thought that Maya should have had some sort of punishment, then she should have left it to Katie. Are they gonna really show that Katie is not ever there? And now, especially with Sean there, like, why couldn't we have Sean in this episode? Why? That would have been better, actually, right? Right? An interaction between Sean and Topanga about Maya? Mind blown. So yeah, we should have had that, you know? Even if it was Katie or both or Sean or just Sean, I don't know. That was important. That Maya also had some sort of parenting in this episode as well. Topanga gives Maya her phone back, so she's not punished anymore. And then Topanga goes home to Riley, and they both like hug and they say, I'm sorry. Riley is mostly wrong. They make her seem that she is mostly wrong in this episode. She really isn't entitled because she is still young. So then she's still grounded, and Topanga and Corey have a moment where she sees that Corey has been calling her Godzilla in class. And then Corey says Topanga Godzilla or something like that. It was Mom Godzilla, something like that. It was, yeah. She was okay with it because she knows that she is a Godzilla. And then Riley is by herself in her room because she is punished, grounded, no TV, no computer, no laptop, no phone. And she's like singing the theme song from the Red Princess Diaries. What's it called? I completely blanked out, but that show that she was watching and the whole reason for this episode. Thank you. Then her friends come out and they're like singing along with her, and then Topanga comes in and out, but she doesn't know that they're actually there, but she heard noises, so she thinks she's crazy, obviously. We have this final scene where Riley is like sliding against the door, Topanga sliding against the other side of the door, and they're like connected, and her friends are watching her do that. So that's the end of this episode. So let's give this a rating. Well, first I want to say my favorite parts, which were a lot of meta scenes in this episode. Part where Riley, she jumps on the bed, which was what we got in Jessica, because that's supposed to be like a random moment. Even though she says they're in real life, it's not real life, it's a TV show. Also the meta part where Topanga's like, this is gonna shock all of the parents and all the daughters. No, wait, was that Riley's line? Someone's line. It was either Riley or Topanga, but someone said this is gonna shock all the moms and daughters. This is gonna be important to them all over the world, and that's like the case because it is a TV show and everybody's watching it. Not everybody, but most people, like a lot of people are, especially moms and daughters for this episode. Oh, and that joke about the hammer crushing the nut, the walnut, the nut, is that a dirty joke? Was that a nut, by the way? I have to check again, or else I won't put this in. If it was a nut, then oh god. I feel like this episode was, like, they took a lot of the laughter in it, which made it a very serious episode, which I liked. There were some good points. I have to watch it again in order to laugh more. I feel like they kind of made Riley a bad person by saying she's a good person, but she's not, because she's not helping with her mom. It's weird. It's weird. So I'd give this episode, I think, an 8 out of 10. I feel like there were some things that could have been different, like Topanga talking to Katie, or talking to Sean, or talking to Maya's grandmother, who for some reason lives there. I feel like the resolution in this episode wasn't really that shocking. I feel like it could have gone either way, but it wasn't that shocking to me. I don't know. This episode was okay, so that's why I give it an 8 and not a 7.5, so it's an A, because I'm a good grader, because I would be a great teacher. So that's the end. Instagram shout out time. Please give a follow to @kingdom.keeper.insider on Instagram. So this is Joy, one of my friends, one of my closest online friends in the fandom. We had a hangout one time, which was a couple months ago. It's called Second Anniversary of Girl Meets World Hangout or something like that, and we basically talked about Girl Meets World and all that stuff. And so she was the first person that I've ever had like on my channel, and it was so different, which I liked. So yeah, so she agreed to do a hangout and that was really fun. I hope we do more hangouts, so please follow her. She's really sweet. She's a big Girl Meets World fan and Boy Meets World fan, and she's awesome. We've known each other for so long now, like a year. We are still like in touch. It's really cool. So that's the end of this episode and this review. Let me know below what you guys thought. What was your favorite moment in this episode? What was your favorite meta moment, if you caught any? As I said in my reaction, who do you agree with? Did you like the ending? Did you think Sean or Katie should have been in this episode like I do? And that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for always watching. Mwah. I hope you guys have a really nice day or night or whatever time you guys are watching this. And remember guys, there is no end to your horizon. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!